So welcome back to another video, guys. In this particular video, I'll be discussing a lot about monthly income when it comes to the stock market. A lot of beginners are made to believe that monthly income can be made from the stock market. And I'll just give you an alternate viewpoint, and I'll also help you think in the right way. So just stick around for 10-15 minutes. You're thinking about monthly income with respect to the stock market will change forever. And I'll also tell you how you need to think forward in stock market so that you can do well in the coming years. So before I get into the specifics, let us first discuss the typical selling point when it comes to making beginners believe about monthly income in the stock market. And if you're someone who's a beginner and someone with 1 to 2 years of experience, pay attention to this section because this is where a lot of psychological mistakes that you're committing will be addressed. The first point that is usually sold to a beginner is that if he trades regularly in the market, this is how he's going to become financially independent. Because everybody wants to have financial freedom in their life, and this is a huge selling point. And most of the beginners start coming to the stock market just about thinking about this dream in life, that is to become financially free. Let me tell you one thing, financial freedom can be only obtained over a period of time, whether it is stock market or any other profession. It is a combination of experience and a combination of various few other things that we'll review as I progress in the pin. Selling point is that you don't have to do 9 to 5 job, and there will be no struggle in stock market, and you'll simply start making money on a monthly basis. Can you see how these 2 points are psychologically linked? And this is where a lot of beginners and a lot of people who are young feel the pain of a corporate life, that is working 9 to 5, working for some other people, and it's not always easy. That is why these 2 are huge emotional triggers when it comes to making beginners believe that there is some magical thing out there through which stock market you can make regular monthly income. The third point that floats around on YouTube, social media, everywhere is something called as zero loss approach in the market, zero loss strategy, zero loss indicator. Guys, be independent thinker. Just think for yourself, if there is something like a zero loss strategy or something like a unique strategy that is out there, why will someone take the pain and effort to share that with you? Just have some common sense in this. Think about it. There is nothing called as zero loss strategy, zero loss approach, zero loss, a unique strategy that exists in the market. If you see such things on YouTube, on Twitter, any other social media outlets, let me tell you, the people who are promoting this, they have zero knowledge about what it takes to succeed in the stock market. Yes, I will write it out that they have zero knowledge and they're simply fooling you. Don't fall for the trap. There is no unique strategy that will generate monthly income for you. But for a beginner, there is no zero loss strategy that exists in the market. There is no unique strategy that will make you money. The last selling point for beginners is that you don't require any capital, or you don't require any large amount of capital to make a monthly income. Again, this is completely false, and usually people who are telling you this, they have a different sort of a selling agenda that will come out over a period of time. Don't fall for all of this. The only reason why I've mentioned these, want to devise some strategies around it. There are 4 main points that you'll have to address. The first being, it is much more easy to make a monthly income out of stock market if you do this full time. The main reason being that think of trading as just another job. Maybe you are someone who's a software engineer or doctor. You can be anything in any other field, but you have a full-time job at hand, and that is how you get better. So trading is exactly like this. It is a full-time profession. If you're a doctor tomorrow, I cannot walk into your clinic and diagnose patients. Similarly, you cannot walk into my office and match my skills as a full-time trader. It is only because I've put in the effort and the time to get better at full-time trading, whereas you have put in the effort and the necessary time it takes to become a full-time doctor. Do understand this. If you want to make monthly income, you need to go full-time. But along with this, you'll have to spend a lot of time and gain a lot of experience in the market. If you want to approach market with a monthly income mindset, then this is the way. You will have to do it full-time. There is no part-time monthly income that you can get from the market. More often than not, you will lose money over a longer period of time. The second important point that you need to address is about capital. The most common thing you'll see in the market is, let's say if someone has a capital of 100,000, that is about 1 lakh, they would want to make something like 50,000 every month. Again, it does not require a lot of intelligence to think about this, but if you spared 5 minutes and think this is a return of 50%, if you can get 50% return every month out of this capital, you'll pretty soon become a millionaire over a period of time. So again, have some common sense approach towards this. This is again one huge selling point that is told in the market that, and especially in the options market, this is what has shown that you can easily get 50%, 60% income from very limited capital provided your a broker allows for that much leverage. So the thing that I'll tell you here is that you require a sizable amount of capital to make decent returns. Let's say you have a capital of somewhere around 1 crore. Can you make something like 10,000 or even something like 30,000 a month out of this capital of 1 crore? Yes, you can. To options, even through equities, let alone options is relatively very dangerous for beginners, but even in equities you can do this. But you need a sizable capital upfront for this. You cannot do this with very limited capital. Again, all of this money will simply go away over a period of time. The third important point now that I want to address is that there are a lot of people in the market who do well by selling options and generating monthly income. Can this be done? Of course it can be done, but the important point here is of experience. Do you have that much experience or to do this on a consistent basis? Have you sort of backtested that strategy? Do you know your position size? If you don't know any of this, then again, the monthly income mindset will simply take away all of your money that you have today. I'm not scaring you, but this is what my experience tells me in the market. It's completely up to you whether you want to believe it or not. Now, the fourth point I'll tell you is that let's say you have gained substantial amount of experience in the market, you have decent amount of capital, you're going full-time, then it will come down to the choice of instruments. For a beginner, equities for the first 3 to 5 years, stay away from futures and options. Get into equities after you have some decent amount of capital. You will realize that you'll start doing well. And later on, I'll just show you towards the end of the video how you can think in terms of monthly income also. But these are the broad 4 points that you will require to generate monthly income in the market and to get into that mindset. Now, before I show you how you need to think in the market, I'll just tell you the 3 main mistakes that beginners do with respect to the monthly income mindset. The first is getting into the habit of tips. See, monthly income always makes you chase tips in the market because you need to generate regular income to meet your expenses. The only problem here is that the people who are giving you tips, they don't have any knowledge about your account size and about your risk tolerance. And this is where a lot of your money will turn into losses and you'll simply quit the stock market. In case you want to go down to this route, that is of taking tips and advice from someone, make sure that person is SEBI registered. If he's not SEBI registered, then please do not get into the mentality of seeking out tips because over a period of time, again, you will lose out all of your money in the account. The second mistake a lot of beginners do, again, with respect to the monthly income mindset, they go behind loan and they go behind leverage. Now, what I mean by loan here is that either you can borrow from your friends or various banks out there, and then you take this money and put it in the market because this is the most common mistake that most of the beginners commit in the market, that is. And within this, the second aspect is that of leverage. The moment a beginner enters in the market, let me assure you the first thing he hears is about futures and options, that is taking a lot of leverage on minimum capital to gain a lot of money going forward. This is again a single biggest mistake, and this is a huge trap for beginners in the market. Stay away from this. The third, like I mentioned, is F&O, which is actually the most common route that beginners take in order to make quick money in the market. The only thing that you need to take out from this video, or rather the one thing that you need to take out from this video, is that there is nothing called as quick money in stock market. What I will suggest here, instead of going for F&O leverage or tips, you just donate your money to some charity. At least at end of the day, you will feel better. Because if you commit all these 3 mistakes and you lose your money, that is going to be the lowest point that you will be in terms of your trading career. Or let's say if you're just beginning in the market. So take my advice, don't get into tips, don't take leverage, and stay away from F&O at least for 3 to 5 years. I know 90% of you won't like hearing this, but then this is the truth, whether you want to believe it or not. So let me now come to the section of where I'll show you how you learn to think correctly in the market. And if you're a beginner, 1 to 2 years of experience, stick around because this section will be very important. So for those of you who are channel members, please note that market is all about cycles. What I mean by this is primarily there are 3 cycles that are active. The first is long-term, the second is medium-term, and the third is short-term cycle. And all of the cycle forms within a trend. Either trend can be an uptrend or it can be a downtrend. What I will tell you about long-term trend is that this is where most beginners should begin. That is, use something like monthly and weekly time frame chart to analyze trend in the market, and then to take putting like medium-term trend, and you should then also keep track of long-term trend. In this, you'll be using the combination of weekly and daily time frame chart, and this will actually help you a lot in positional trading. Long-term trading or long-term investment you should do only on longer time frame charts. As you gain further experience in the market, that is when you should be moving to something like short-term trading, because by then you would have completed at least 2 to 3 years in the market, and you would have gained substantial amount of experience in terms of price action, identifying bullish bearish patterns, learning how to see simple price volume relationship. In short term, of course, you can use a combination of daily time frame chart and 60-minute time frame chart. This will help you trade with respect to short term and swing trading. Now, at any given point of time, never forget what I've written here, that you have to align with higher time frame trend. A lot of institutional investors, traders, mostly bring in a lot of money on long-term basis and medium-term basis. Yes, they are also active in short-term trading, but those are mostly some systematic trades, algorithmic trades that are placed. But most of the money in the stock market, that is all the medium-term and long-term. If you learn how to align yourself in the direction of long-term trend, this is where you will benefit a lot in terms of growing your account. Now, once you've understood about the market cycles, you then need to start thinking in terms of top-down approach in the market. What is top-down approach in the market? This is where you first analyze the strongest sectors, then analyze the strongest stocks within the sectors, then identify trend that is in the sector and the stock, and then use these simple guidelines to grow. So let me now come to the section as to how you need to think in terms of monthly income. What is the right approach towards it? So let us assume this is January and this is September. So in the month of January, you identify a trade and you deploy limited amount of your capital and buy 5,000 quantities of XYZ stock at the rate of 300. So you'll require something like 15 lakh here just to initiate this trade, all right? So let us see what goes on. In the month of February, the stock just remains range bound. It tests out the previous breakout level. That is how typically trends develop in the market. In the month of April, you conduct a review where current market price is 320. You're gaining about 20 rupees per stock that you hold in the market. You're just reviewing your trade. Everything seems fine. The trend here is valid. Structure is valid. You then move to something like June. See, it's 6 months down the line. You're still holding on the positions. You're conducting daily review, and the trend is still valid. Overall market is still doing well. And then you move to something like September. This is 9 months in terms of positional trades that you had placed in January. And then in September, you find a lot of signs where sort of trend is ending, and you exit your trade at 400. I'm just giving this as an example. Over a period of 9 months, good companies, they can easily grow 30%. So your initial investment, where you bought 5,000 quantities at 300, initial investment was 15 lakh. When you exit at 400, you would have made, that is 5,000, current market price is 400, this would be 20L. So on a limited amount of capital that you deployed, over a period of 9 months, you made 20 lakh rupees. That is 20 lakh in terms of the value that has grown. Net profit is 5 lakh. So 5 lakh you've turned over a period of 9 months. Now pay attention to what I've written here. Now these gains, that is 5 lakh gain that you see here, it has happened over a period of time. It is just that you are realizing this gain in the month of September. But in reality, you're making money in February, also in March, April, May, June, July, August. All of these months, you are making money, which accumulates to something like 5 lakh as a profit. And I've just taken a modest example here so that it's more believable, and you can start to think in terms of monthly income. In trading, every single month, it's very difficult to get money on a regular basis. But let's say this is over a period of 6 months. Over a period of 6 months, you get something like 10 lakhs as an income, as a profit. You have to mentally divide it every month. This is the only way you should be thinking in terms of monthly income. What is essentially happening is that you're getting paid only in this month. But this 10 lakh profit that you're seeing, it is coming over a period of few months. That is why I tell you that this profit that you will divide over a period of months will also depend on your account size. This is where a lot of beginners are trapped because they don't have the capital. They want to generate this kind of income, and that is why they move towards F&O, towards leverage, which is completely wrong. And you shouldn't be doing this. If you cannot think this way in terms of stock market monthly income, then I think you are more suitable for investing and much longer time frame sort of trading, and not made for generating full-time income from the market. This is just a mindset switch that you will have to make. It is very difficult. I know you don't want to hear this, but this is what works over a period of time. Now, if you're a beginner, these are the 3 most important points that you have to keep in mind. Number 1, monthly income is possible, but you need a substantial amount of experience for this, and you will also need a lot of capital. That is how it works in the longer run. The second important point is of trend. Start analyzing the market in terms of higher time frame and think before you get into buying and selling options. Only a handful of people can do this well in terms of generating regular income when it comes to options trading. So please think about it, whether you have the necessary experience and the capital to do so. The third point I'll tell you is look into equities. Almost all of my videos I try and give out this message. This is the greatest asset for retail traders. It is really boring, but it is highly rewarding. It is tax efficient. And with patience and discipline, you can substantially grow your account in the next few years. It is always about the next few quarters, next few months in the stock market. It is never about tomorrow, day after tomorrow. Those kind of mindsets will only take away money from you. Just completely up to you whether what I've spoken today makes sense or not. Again, that is something only you can decide. It can do well, but before getting into the monthly income mindset, make sure you are prepared, make sure you know how to read trends, make sure you're in the right kind of instruments. That is the only time you will give yourself higher odds to succeed in the market. So make sure to kindly consider hitting the like button and sharing this video if you find the content useful. Have a great weekend ahead, take care, and be safe.